Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Hope all's well. Hope all is good. Thanks again for tuning in. Look, before I get into the Warriors and Sharks preview, I just want you guys to know that you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Facebook, as well as Spotify. That is where I post my podcast, sort of just, anything that is not off my mind regarding rugby league. And I'm looking to actually make that more steady and keep that going on a regular basis. So please, again, stay tuned to my Spotify work, where I'll be giving you guys, again, just another sort of piece or bit of platform that is Hold the Ball related. But look, in saying that, we've got a upcoming match to talk about. So pass me the ball. Alright, so the Warriors take on the Sharks, right? The last time we played them, the Sharks beat us, unfortunately. Sean Johnson was the helm of that attack there. This time here, we get a bit of revenge, I think, anyway. The Warriors hosting the Sharks in Queensland. But in saying that, blood in the water. But it's the Sharks' blood this time. Food for thought. Look, in saying that, obviously, it does pay to be a bit cautious because Sharks did lose the game against Manly, and they usually bounce back after every loss. Warriors are depleted, the worst team ever constructed in a Warriors club history, in the Warriors club history, was produced and still got a win against the Tigers there. In saying that as well, obviously there's some things that are happening, changes here, changes there, but I will get into it. So the Warriors, from 1 to reserves, there's Reece Walsh. Then you got Dylan Watene-Selesnik and Montoya as the wings. And then for the centres, you have Hiku as well as Vailea. For the halves, you see the return of Chanel Harris-Tavita as well as O'Sullivan. In the props, you see the return of Eden Fonor-Blake, who's the captain, as well as Matt Lodge. The hooking position belongs to Jazz Tabanga. Ewan Aitken and Josh Curran are the second rows. And again, Ewan Aitken looks like he solidified that spot, but I'll get into that later. Sirinen makes a surprise appearance at lock. And on the bench, you have Nikorima, R4, Evans, as well as Eliezer Katoa. For the reserves, we see James Talnor-Brown, Gossi, Murchie, as well as Adam Pompey. And obviously some noticeable outs. You have Otugolo, Berry, as well as Ben Murdoch-Masila. So in saying that, look, it's one of those things again where it's stronger than last week. Is it the best? No. However, in saying that, is there some chance to be optimistic? Sure. What I'm going to do is also give you guys a rundown on my thoughts, improvements, sort of key players to look at, and go on from there, predictions, and conclude basically. So look, Reece Walsh, all right, I've singled him out as the guy, as the star player for this team. Him as well as Chanel Harris-Tavita as well, coming back, seeing what it can produce. Again, we just have been so lost in that Halves department. However, him and O'Sullivan should be able to steady the ship there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Again, expect anything there. So it is what it is, unfortunately, the Warriors Halves, but that's just my thoughts on it. Nikorima off the bench, interesting sort of pick there by Brown, but I think he sees something there, and we did too last week. Again, it doesn't really matter what your views are. It's just about how Nikorima plays, and in saying that, I thought he played one of his better games anyway from that position. The return of Eden Fonor-Blake as well as Matt Lodge are pivotal sort of movements for me. Again, that is our go forward. Those are the guys that are going to be busting the bricks with the hammers. They're the guys that will be looking to lead us up front, particularly with Ben Murdoch-Masila now no longer available. I believe there's a foot injury that will see him out for the rest of the season. Otugolo as well, just quickly, has a knee injury, I believe, and should be back by round 24, 23, depending. Rockerberry, still unsure there. Hopefully he gets back. It'll be great to see him play. However, we have Viliami Vailea there anyway. And on top of that as well, we see Peta Hiku returning to the centre positioning. It's going to be interesting to see how him and Dylan Watene-Selesnik link up. Again, yeah, a lot of interesting dynamics at play here. Vailea, Montoya, we sort of saw a bit of that last week. So it's just going to be interesting all around, I reckon. Particularly Ewan Aitken, as Nathan Brown alluded to last week in the post-match conference. He did say that he probably has, found a new position. And again, as mentioned before, with Ewan Aitken, I like him there. He's a defensive first center. He's got some pace. He's not afraid to tackle. But again, that juicy matchup between him and Talakai is going to be something to watch there. And I'm hoping there's some sort of defensive strategies there to take care of a rampaging, Talakai. So yeah, we'll see how that goes there as well. And then we got Sirinen as well at the lock position. I'm surprised Curran isn't playing there. Might be a different, might be better at the end. I'm not sure. Again, with these things, as you know, there's so many changes, there's so many chemistry experiments happening, puzzles, pieces, put here, put there. It is what it is. And obviously, just to go into the bench too, as mentioned, you've got Nikorima, but then I'm looking to R4 as well as Evans, and in particular, Eliesa Katoa. Now, is he going to play that Ben Murdoch Masila role? He's more agile, he's more graceful, and he has a lot of energy too. So him coming off the bench could be the punch we need. Again, it just all depends on how the rotations is. And with Mr. Foldham, Kane Evans, again, we'll just have to see how that goes there. But in saying that, look, my thoughts on the squad overall, I'm not really fussed here. This is better than last week, so there can't be any complaints there. It's like I said, I'm pretty happy with what I see. It's about putting it on the field. On paper, we look great, but it's on the field there. And just quickly, before I go into improvements, I'm just going to touch on the Sharks. So look, they've got Kennedy, they've got a few players, Katoa, they've got Chambers, Ramian, again, Mulitalo, without Sean Johnson there. So it's a different looking Halves pairing. You've got Rudolph, Woods in the props, Nikora, as well as Talakai, mentioned before in the second rows, and then Williams, Hamlin, Uele, Hunt, Tolman, and Fifita make up the bench there. Some of the key players I've looked at is Mulitalo, Rudolph, Woods, Talakai, and then on top of that as well, you can look at Kennedy, who has been superb. And he seems to strike up a match or two, or a bit of pizzazz against the Warriors. So it's really key for us to actually shut those players down in particular, especially those who tend to have good games against us, Rudolph being one of them, Talakai being another as well, particularly off the bench. You see Woods as well there and Fifita. Those guys seem to just level up whenever they play us. So it's important for us to shut them down, shut them early, and then go from there. But again, those are the key players for the Sharks. Now, for the Warriors, back to them. The improvements there, right? Defense, defense, defense. I literally say this every week because it is the most important thing for us to do. If the Warriors can somehow defend, and keep the score low or keep them at bay, so to speak, that'll be a great thing and a great sign of progression. Again, though, with the squad, they look great on paper, but we all know, unfortunately, with the Warriors, sometimes it just, well, a lot of the time it doesn't go away, right? So last week we were very good, lucky to get away with that win there. Obviously, there was a lot of heart in that win there, don't get me wrong. However, ultimately, at the end, it was a win that we were lucky to get. We did deserve, though, so there's that. Again, improvements at defense. Our strike as well, particularly around the edges, looking to see how we can go up against their backs. Raymond is a very aggressive sort of player, so how is Vailea gonna sort of go with that, particularly Chambers and Hiku and Vailea and Raymond, like how the center's gonna sort of battle it out. Looking at the wings too in particular, but yeah, well, and saying all of that stuff there, interchange and all, it's just defense. I think that's the main thing we've got to focus on. And I've already touched on the keys as well, but like I said, if you want a quick refresher, Walsh, CHT, Adam Fanor Blake, Lodge, as well as Adam Fanor Blake. Those are guys you got, and Eliesa Katoa as well in particular. How is he going to be when he gets off that bench? In saying that, obviously we must draw to the end, right? So one try score from either team. I've got for the Warriors, I'm going to be putting in Adam Fanor Blake, I reckon, for this try score. And then for the Sharks, I want to be choosing, unfortunately, Mulitalo. I reckon he'll get a try on us as well. So those are my thoughts there. My prediction on the score. All right, look, if you can't tell by my tone, I'm feeling a bit optimistic. This is probably the part where I should probably reel myself back in, but I can't help it. That passionate Warriors fan, that passionate we're gonna win Warriors fan is back, and unfortunately all it takes is a win against the Tigers team. So there you go. Sorry about that, but I look, in all honesty, in all seriousness, the Warriors can, right? This is not the strongest Sharks team, particularly with Sean Johnson not playing. Their halves are not the most experienced, so there is that we have over them. Sure, we haven't played Chanel Harris Tavita too long, but in saying that, there's still that sort of, stability there for us, seeing how those two connect, O'Sullivan and Chanel Harris Tavita. Look, for me personally, the score, I reckon the Warriors win this one here. I'm going to go with the Warriors. And I reckon the Warriors to win this game. You know what? Throw the rule book out. I want to be a bit spontaneous in this guess here. I reckon the Warriors have a field day. There, I said it. Is it silly to do so? Sure, but you know what? Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay just to have a bit of fun, and that's what I'm going to do here. Warriors to win this game, 28 points to 12. That's what I'm going to put there. 28 points to 12. Warriors to win, and a try scorer there is Eden for Noah Blake. But that is my thoughts there. And just to sort of conclude, last week I had a bit of a quote, and then this week here I've got another quote, and I suppose this is more regarding to my optimism and why you should probably feel optimistic yourself. Again, feel reserved if you want to, that's okay. But this is what I've got here. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. And sometimes, hey, life is about that, isn't it? Sometimes it is about just throwing the ball, not worrying about it, having a run, having a hit up. Don't worry about it. Sometimes it pays to just forget it and just have a bit of fun. So that's what I've done today. It's better to be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. What do we have to lose? Hey, it is what it is. Mathematically, these are top 8 around the corner, if possible. But in saying that, who knows, eh? Time to be happy. Time to have a smile. So that is the route I'm going for in this preview. Could be completely different though, right? In the review, but we'll see how that goes. But guys, that is my preview of the Warriors game. Tell me what you guys think. Feel free to, again, if you're new, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I appreciate it. But yeah, what are your thoughts about it? Am I right? Am I wrong? Have I gone crazy? I don't know, you guys tell me. But look, in saying that as well, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Spotify, as I try to look to give you guys more content, and there will be more content coming through as well. Things are sort of happening in the background that are making things more accessible and probably giving me more time to do so. So looking forward to that one there. But again, guys, that has been Warriors vs Sharks preview. We'll see how it goes, but in saying that, it is what it is, right? Like I said, Warriors for the thick and the thin, for the good and the bad. But in saying that, yeah, I want to go. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy, and if the Warriors want to win, what do they have to do? Hold the ball. Take it easy, guys, and up the Warriors.